the U.S. economy could crumble very soon. And this could happen in the next 2 weeks. According to experts, they are saying that in the next 2 weeks, on September 17th and 18th, this is the next FOMC meeting. This is when the Federal Reserve will decide if and by how much they are going to cut interest rates. Now, this is a very big deal. Millions and millions of people are looking at this exact date, and they will decide, should they buy a house? Should they refinance? Should they continue to rent? Should they buy a car? Should they pay off credit card debt? What are they going to do? Well, experts believe that this is why the U.S. economy will crumble very soon, because of this exact date. So, I'm going to break all this down in just a moment, but all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now, let's begin. So on September 17th and 18th, that is when the Federal Open Market Committee, or the FOMC meeting, is going to be held. After that, we will know whether or not the Federal Reserve is going to cut interest rates or not. Right now, the expectation is that the Federal Reserve is going to cut rates by 25 basis points. But what does this do for us? Well, I had a lot of discussions recently. And here's what millions of people are waiting on: for interest rates to come down. Now, 25 basis points is not going to be enough to move the needle and save the economy. It's not going to be enough to help people buy a home. Again, 25 basis points. I was talking to a handful of people just the other day, and they were all saying it will not be enough to turn the economy around. I was watching a news report from MSNBC. They were saying that people will not be able to buy a house, could not afford it with a 25 basis point cut. Some are saying that they will not be able to buy cars because, again, it's not going to make them much cheaper. Right now, cars are becoming a little bit less expensive because the supply is so high and yet demand is so low. It's not because of interest rates. Some are saying that they are waiting, and they have been waiting, for their credit card interest rates to decrease so that it makes it less expensive for them to hold on to that debt every single month. But here's your wake-up call. Your credit card interest rates are not going to come down. They will not come down. They're going to stay exactly where they are. Credit card companies are not going to lower rates. So if you have debt right now and you're locked in a certain rate, just understand that rate is going to stay the same. It's not going to be less expensive. Other people are saying that they have been stuck in the exact same spot for years. They bought a house previously because lenders told them you could refinance. Lenders told them that you will be able to pull out your equity very soon because the market is going to go through the roof. And it still could. Or we could be in a housing bubble and home prices and values are going to plummet. But again, this is why experts believe the U.S. economy is going to crumble. And here's the reason why. What we've been hearing is that because of interest rates potentially coming down maybe 25 basis points over the next few meetings, what's going to happen is we are going to pretty much kick the can down the road. It's going to prolong this problem, and we may see the American people struggle for the next 6, 9, or even 12 months. Well, here's what we know. If we don't see interest rates come down by at least 75 basis points, we are not going to see a huge change to our economy. Some are saying that if we cannot refinance our homes, we can't bring down home ownership, we will have to get rid of our homes. If everybody attempts to get rid of their homes at the exact same time, prices are going to plummet, and if they do, that is where the majority of Americans' net worth sits, is in their homes. Guess what? If you can't use your home to take out a HELOC, to pay off other debt, to pay off credit cards, a car payment, maybe a school loan, maybe medical bills, what are you going to do? You're going to continue to make those monthly payments, and those monthly payments do add up. Now, here's why I want to bring this to your attention today. First off, we're 2 weeks away. okay, on September 17th and 18th, it's going to be a Tuesday and a Wednesday in 2 weeks, we are going to see many people sit there and wait. Hope that we see interest rates for homes come down. The 30-year fixed rate mortgage, is that going to be less expensive? Are we going to see that at 4%? No. Okay, spoiler alert. No, we will not see the 30-year fixed rate mortgage down at 4%. It's not going to happen, not in 2024. Experts believe that if it happens, it will be in 2025, but there's still a very high chance we don't see the 30-year fixed rate mortgage at 4% until potentially 2026. We got to get further out of this potential recession or depression that many people are calling it. But here's what many people don't realize. If we are headed down this path of, you can't buy a home because they're still too expensive. Interest rates are still too high, right? Can't purchase things. Businesses can't expand, can't grow. We can't pay off our cars and we're seeing repossessions. We can't pay off credit cards and we're seeing delinquencies. What's eventually going to happen is businesses are going to struggle. As businesses struggle, and I've said this before, they're going to go out of business. For instance, Big Lots. Just a week or so ago, their plan was to close over 300 locations here in the U.S. And then just last week, they announced that closing 300 locations might not do enough to keep them afloat. They might have to file bankruptcy. So, as more and more of these businesses decide to close or go bankrupt, those employees will lose their jobs. As employees lose their jobs, they can't pay for their home, can't pay for their car, can't pay for their credit cards. And again, the cycle continues. And as more people can't pay, guess what happens? We see more homes going up for foreclosure. More cars are being repossessed. Credit cards are being pretty much shut down. Can't use them, can't access them, but you still must make the payments. And as this happens, the economy is going to crumble. Okay? I want to be very clear on something. The upside here, okay, what we are looking, the positives, there's not a lot. There's a lot more negatives going on than positives. And I bring that to your attention because we have an election coming up. If you think lawmakers are going to come out and pass a bill that's going to help the American people, they won't. Yes, Republicans will propose something, Democrats will block it. Democrats will propose something different, Republicans will block it. Either party wants to give the other party a win right before a massive election. Again, at this time, it looks like the two frontrunners are going to be Kamala Harris for the Democratic Party and former President Donald Trump for the Republican Party. So, we're going to find out soon enough what it's going to look like for the American people, but just know experts are very skeptical about what's going to happen and how we are going to come out of this. Will it be a recession or potentially a depression? Well, we'll find out soon enough, and as we do, I promise I'll bring you all the latest news and updates, but that's what we know as of today. So again, thank you guys for watching, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.